Good evening. I'm Landon with Merman and Press. Today, we're going to talk about smoking pipes. If y'all have watched my channel for any amount of time, you understand I'm a little bit of a tobacco enthusiast. I actually started smoking a pipe when I was in the military. When I was in military police training, I bought a Dr. Grabo pipe, which is a cheaper form of pipe that has a pretty rich commercial history. It's not like, Dr. Grabo's been around since ancient times, but I'll get into some of that some other time. But some things you're going to need. I like to just do things kind of simple. This is not going to be a hipster point of view where you have to waft the fumes before you taste it and things like that. This is going to be me, general smoking, nothing special. You don't need much gear, okay? So, first thing you're going to need is a pipe, clearly. This is I can't remember the kind of name. This is a Savinelli Honey, is what this is. This is Savinelli is an Italian briar. It's my favorite kind of pipe. Get into pipes if you really want to know, but Peterson, Savinelli are big names in pipe smoking. There's a few others, but do some shopping. Find one you like. Okay, there are things I like about this one, and this is not my favorite pipe, but this is one that pretty close to me. Next thing you're gonna need is some kind of tobacco. I have two different kinds here. They come in a tin. Thing about when you're choosing a tobacco, if they smell good to you, odds are it's going to taste good to you. It's not like smoking cigarettes or cigars. Cigars have a certain allure with a smell, but you know it's not going to taste exactly like that, unless it's a flavored cigar. Most tobacco is cured, flavored in some way, but it will most likely taste the way it smells. This is a more traditional tobacco. This is a flavored tobacco. This comes in like a cake. We'll show it here in a little bit. And this is kind of loose leaf, the way you see it in a jar at the smoke shop. Next thing you're going to need some smoking inhibitors here. I got some sulfur-free cigar matches. These are great for lighting pipes. Sulfur-free because if you just get matches like out of the kitchen, like kitchen matches, you can taste it through the pipe. You're not lighting a giant cigar, and I don't like the taste. A Bic lighter works very well. And then I have my jet lighter here, which is not cool for a pipe because when you're lighting it, if you go to light it, it will burn the briar. See, the flame kind of goes all the way over the bowl. It doesn't dip into the bowl, and it's a super strong flame. When you're sucking through the pipe, you're drawing the flame down, and you cannot draw this flame down. So we're going to get rid of that for now. Okay? And then some kind of tamping device, okay? A pipe nail is what they're called. They typically have a scraper on one side and a tamper on one side. It looks like the head of a nail. I don't have one here. It's in storage, so this is it. This is a Allen wrench, as you can see. It is not the size of the bowl, but you can tamp with it, and it'll work just fine, and I'll show you how it's going to work, okay? So, with the tobacco that comes in a cake or strip, comes in big flat leaves like that, and you actually have to prepare it. You can crush it up, twist the fibers and everything, and put it in your pipe. We're not going to do that today because I don't feel like it. I want to smoke this other tobacco, so we're going to get rid of that. The tins are actually useful for making if it's got a metal lid, useful for making tinder. Char cloth, but I'm just going to stick with the loose tobacco, okay? That's actually a bit of a straw there. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. Now, what I want you to keep in mind, when I'm loading my pipe, I load, tamp, and with that process, I'm kind of adjusting how long I want to smoke. If I want to smoke for an hour, I'm going to tamp this thing pretty good, and then load it again and tamp it a little less and load it again. Some people will get a little into the weeds about how hard you need to tamp it and what kind of tobacco. This tobacco I've had for a little while, it's a little dry, so you can actually tamp it a little more because it's dry. But it still held on to a little bit of moisture. So I typically get a pinch, put it in the bowl. All right, and then I tap it down with my finger just a little bit. Right, I didn't tamp it all the way down. I'm going to try to fill this bowl up, just slightly tamping it. All right. Now, this is part of the allure about smoking pipes is the process of loading it. And everybody's a little different. So me, I'm going to take this and I'm going to mash it down. You can do this with your pipe nail, but when my pipe is cool, I like to do it with my thumb, and I like to mash it all the way around. And see, I mashed it to about halfway. Different pipe tobaccos tamp a little differently. And then I'm going to load it up again. All right. So we'll tamp this down just again. The little pieces, don't worry about it. I try to load it over the bowl so I can catch them, but it really doesn't matter. A tin of tobacco for a pipe will last someone who is not an avid smoker for a while. Alright, so we're going to get that tamped down pretty good again. Alright, so I have it tamped down. It is not extending over the top of the bowl. Okay, keep that in mind, because when I light it, you're going to see something happen. Give it a little draw test. If it's hard to puff on, what I do is I take a match or a toothpick or something, and the way this works, the stem has a hole that goes all the way through here, and the hole is bored into the bowl itself. So what I do is I take a match and put it down towards the back of that hole, and do like an air channel. But I don't need to do that here. All right, and I will drop the rest of this tobacco. So we're going to close that up. All right, we're done with that. So lighting a pipe is a little different than lighting a cigar. So lighting a pipe, what I want to do after I strike my match is I want to try to light the whole surface of the pipe. Okay, that's here to here, here to here, here to here. I usually just go in a circle or whatever. It doesn't matter as long as it's all lit. And I'm watching it, all right, with my eyes. I'm watching it while I'm... Okay, now, typically it's going to take you 2 lights. Why? Because when you light it the first time, all the air that's in here is going to expand, and it's actually going to push that tobacco up, and it might extend over the top of the bowl. That's fine. After that first light, I'm going to tamp it down again and light it. Typically, that gets it tighter down to where when you light it again, it will take a light the next time. You can keep it lit. I typically smoke mine a little hot, but right when you light it, it's not going to be hot enough to maintain a flame. So let's light it. Typically when I light a pipe, I put my matchbox here so I can light and then immediately go. I'm going to let the head of this match burn just a little bit. Okay, so let's... Helps if there's no wind. We'll get it lit eventually, folks. Alright. Those matches may be shot. Handy dandy big lighter. And see, I've got it going pretty good, but it did expand. You can see it's coming over, but it's peppered on the top. Most big pipe enthusiasts call that peppering. So now, just going to tamp it down a little bit. Now that I've got it really lit. We'll hit it with the lighter again. Okay, so now we've got it lit. So I'm just going to talk about, while this is burning down a little bit, might need another tamp. So typical problems while you're smoking a pipe for the first time, you're going to get what's called pipe bite. Because of the nature of how you smoke this, that air, it is typically smoke coming up through here. Sometimes you get some ash, but pipe bite is that heated air going to your tongue, and it kind of, you need to temper your tongue a little bit. So when you are smoking for the first time, make sure you're keeping it a little cooler. And you see when I'm trying to cover up the bowl, I'm actually making an air channel with my fingers like this, and I'm kind of supercharging the air coming to it. And for where I'm putting it in my mouth, I place right there. Okay, I'm just biting the tip of that edge. I'll discuss something else here in a minute. Sometimes you might want to bite a little closer, but for now this is working. And another thing you're going to encounter when you're smoking a pipe is called pipe gurgle. So pipe gurgle is when you've been smoking for, it don't have to be very long, you have allowed spit and the heat and the condensation from your mouth to pool into the bowl down here. And you'll hear a gurgle. It'll go gurgle, 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 gurgle. You'll hear it. And it's not very pleasant. So, you can relight or do whatever until it starts gurgling. Once it starts gurgling, what I like to do, just an easy fix. There's people who have spent their entire life trying to figure out how to fix pipe gurgle. I just deal with it. My first little while smoking, I was like, how do I not? Is it how I'm holding it in my mouth? Is it my tongue? Whatever, I don't know. I take a pipe cleaner, shove it down the end, collect the moisture, pull it back out. Not only will it clean the gunk out because when it's hot, but it will get a lot of that moisture out. And pipe cleaners are cheap, so use the hell out of them. I typically get regular pipe cleaners for that. And when I'm cleaning my pipe, I actually get pipe cleaners that have little bits of plastic in it that actually scrub the sides. I don't really need to, but now that I've been smoking for a little bit, I'll tamp it. And I'm tamping around the edges to push the edges down. The center is going to burn no matter what. And you kind of want it to mound up in the center. That's about perfect. Man, that's great. So, this pipe tobacco is called Miskatonic Miniature from Cornell and Deal. My favorite pipe tobacco is no longer made. We'll discuss that another time. When you are done smoking, you can take the back end of your match and clean out the ash and dump it out. And then if you are going to tamp it, do not hold it by the stem. Hold it by the bowl or you will snap your favorite pipe. Flip it upside down. What I typically do is go on the bottom of my shoe and just wrap it lightly on my shoe, and that typically gets the rest out. And then I look. And while it's warm, you could clean it some. I typically let my pipes cool down so I can really get the stuff, because if it's hot and you will eventually see your bowl start to grow, and that means you are actually pulling pieces of the bowl out. But it's your pipe. Do what you want. Alright, so while I'm finishing this up, I'm going to get ready for a live video. On Instagram, I go live all the time, and I leave them up there for posterity. It's kind of my open air notes that you all can view. I talk about some serious stuff, some not some serious stuff. I talk about what I want on there. So go over to my Instagram, Myrmidon_press, all lowercase. Follow me. Like this video, comment, ask me questions. I will answer any questions you got about pipe smoking. I know this is hardly the first video on YouTube about pipe smoking, but damn, it's fun. So folks, thank you for all your support. Hug your families. Stay safe.